Your next gun purchase, guys, should be an AR9. We're gonna get into the reasons why. Stick around, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dangerous Farmer channel. As you probably guessed, we're going to be talking about AR9 platform rifles or pistols and the reasons I bought one and some reasons you may consider buying one as well. So I bought this Freedom Ordnance FX9 sometime around the middle of last year, and I've been running it off and on ever since. Now, I don't have a super high round count, probably around 500 rounds or so. And the reason for that is because I carry a pistol every day, so a pistol is what I train with the most. That being said, the reason that I bought this is because I wanted to be able to train rifle more frequently than I was training it and at a higher round count. And so that doesn't leave us with much choice except for 9mm. With the AR9, you have pretty much an identical manual of arms to your regular AR. The recoil impulse is pretty much exactly the same. Launched that one quite a ways away. The charging style is pretty much identical. The safety selector is identical. The way mags release is identical. Pretty much the exact same thing as the 5.56 rifles that we prefer to train with one exception. And that exception is that when you're doing reloads with your 5.56 rifle, you're going to be grabbing, they call it the beer can grip, and the bullets are going to be pointing behind you. And so when you grab it in that grip, it loads that way. Now the AR9 reloads the exact same way as a pistol does. So pistol goes dry, you drop your mag, and your mags are oriented on your belt, pointed forward rather than behind you, and they go in like so. Now, the FX9 is also the same way. It reloads the same exact way. So there is a slight difference there. Not a big issue to me, but if training scars are something you're worried about, then maybe it's something to consider. Like I said, I don't mind too much. Now, this gun, I put a Law Tactical folding stock adapter on it so that I could run it as a bag gun in my truck or carrying in the city to be able to have a little more capability than just a regular pistol. And that's something you might consider as well. Now, one thing you guys might ask is, why not just go with a 300 Blackout in the same size? I think this is an 8.5-inch barrel. And sure, 300 Blackout's going to be way more ballistically advantageous than the measly little 9mm, but you're right back to the same problem of ammo being a lot more expensive to train with, and even more expensive than 5.56. So the 9mm AR9 is where we're at. So right off the bat, ammo availability and cost is the #1 reason that I was interested in getting a 9mm AR. One of the reasons that I chose a model like this one particularly is because if you guys have followed the channel for any period of time, you know that I'm always shooting a Glock. That's pretty much all I own, with the exception of a 22 semi-auto from Taurus, the TX22 competition. And so therefore, I've got Glock mags laying everywhere, and this pistol, it's kind of a rifle, it's legally a pistol, you know what I'm saying? Takes Glock mags also. Another major pro to being a Glock fanboy. There are a ton of aftermarket mags out there that are very, very inexpensive. I've ran some of them. Some of them's ran great, others not so great. If you've got Glock mags already, use your Glock mags. They're the most reliable out there because they're made for that platform, and Glock's had a long time to get it all figured out. That is the main pro #2. #3, I guess, if we want to make this a list of pros and cons, is that 9mm suppresses very well. I don't have a 9mm suppressor. I've shot some suppressed 9mm, and it is quieter than your 5.56 gun's going to be, no doubt about that. Pro #3 to having a small AR9 pistol like this, which you can get them in a 16-inch barrel as well, is that it's very maneuverable if you're having to shoot from retention above or below the shoulder, or maneuver around doorways and all that sort of jazz. It's very small, lightweight, and compact. Maybe even because of that, a little bit less intimidating to a newer shooter. Now, some have said that 9mm recoil is less than, 5.56. It's negligible to me. It's about the same. And without having a decent stock or a pad on this, it might even be a little more painful, but still, guys, it's 9mm. It does not have a lot of recoil. It's not that big of a deal. And so there's my 3 main reasons. Number 1, ammo pricing and availability. Number 2, it takes Glock mags. I've got lots of Glock mags. Number 3, suppressor ready. Number 4, it's short and handy. So let's get right into the cons. I don't really have any. Maybe you could say that having to train a different reload is going to introduce some training scars. I guess that possibility does exist. But if you do any sort of training at all with your 5.56 gun, and you still should practice this reload and practice shooting your main gun, if I grab it in that beer can grip and go to reload, I'm not going to be confused about which way it needs to go, because it's already in your mag pouch, ready to go in the orientation that it needs to go in the gun. It's not an issue to me personally. All right, guys, so there's 4 or 5 reasons that you might consider getting an AR9 yourself, and why maybe it should be your next gun purchase. Did I pique your interest? Are you interested in getting one now, or you still have reasons that you won't do it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're interested in how I done the paint job on this pistol, guys, click this video right here, or right here. I'm not sure which. There's a lot more coming down the pike, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.